3/4 of the people that reside within our borders, that are citizens of this country, describe themselves as Christian. But come on, are all of them really Christians? Maybe they're embracing a cultural Christianity. A lot of those are Christians in name. They like the idea of being called a Christian, but they're more for them than are actually living with Christ. Are they truly in a relationship with Him? You know, I think a lot of people who claim the name of Christ are more like what we would call fair weather fans or bandwagon fans. You know what I'm talking about? If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm describing Dallas Cowboy fans. That's what I'm talking about. All right? You know, there are a lot of Cowboy fans when the Cowboys are doing well, but they jump off that bandwagon very quickly when the team goes south. You know, they like the idea of being for something like that. Well, there are a lot of people that are for Jesus that way. But notice how Jesus put it in verse 19. He said to them, "Follow me." That literally means to walk after me or to come do what I do. See, this was really a formal invitation that Jesus was extending to Andrew and to Peter to be a disciple. If any rabbi or any teacher had said to someone, "Follow me," it was automatically understood that this was a formal invitation to be a disciple. And what it meant for these two individuals was that they were going to be leaving their jobs, they're going to be leaving their relationships, and committing to years of observing Jesus, observing His ministry, listening to Him teach and watching Him perform miracles and minister to people. It would include assisting Him in ministry. Along the way, they themselves would be engaging in ministry with Jesus, assisting them. And eventually they would be doing the ministry while Jesus just stepped back and watched them do their ministry. Because what Jesus was calling them to do is to come after Him, to follow Him, to spend time with Him, to know everything about Him so that they could be like Him. So this was an invitation to discipleship, yes, but it was also an invitation to a relationship, a deep and abiding relationship. It wasn't primarily a call to do something for Jesus. It was a call to be with Him, to know Him, to spend time with Him, to become like Him. Let me tell you why this helps you as you pursue your one. You see, people who spend a lot of time with Jesus, it becomes evident that there is something unique and different about them. The more you spend time with Jesus, the more it is evident to people who are around you. I mean, Peter himself would find this out eventually. After Jesus had gone to the cross and He died and was buried and He resurrected and ascended to the right hand of the Father, we see the story of the book of Acts beginning. And this is where the birth of the church takes place, and Peter is one of the key leaders in the early church in seeing the expansion of the gospel and the expansion of the kingdom. And Peter was out ministering with another disciple. This one's name was John, and they were out preaching Jesus and healing people, and this got them in a little bit of hot water with some of the religious authorities in Jerusalem. And when they were arrested for this, by the way, and when they began to be questioned by the religious authorities, they boldly talk about Jesus. They knew that this group of people had executed Jesus and that they themselves could be executed for standing boldly for the gospel, but it didn't hold them back. They talked about Jesus, and as they boldly responded with the gospel to these religious authorities, here is what was said of them. Acts 4:13 says it like this, that now when they saw the boldness of Peter and John and perceived that they were uneducated, common men, they weren't able people, that they were astonished. And notice this last phrase, they recognized that they had been with Jesus. I believe that spending time with Jesus may be one of the most influential things that you can do to impact this world for Christ.